everybody, it's me, Beth Maitland, at the Drama Queen Bee Quilt Studio. And this is our very first tutorial in my new space. This is in the lovely Central Coast of California, and the weather's about, I would say, 69, 70 degrees, perfect quilting weather. And it's plein air because we have the hatch door up, and so we're quilting with the birds and the bees. Thank you for joining me for these tutorials. We're going to talk about using a template and an air erase marker to make the basics of a wreath and then freehand it inside and out. It's something that everybody can do. It seems complicated when you see it finished, but you're going to see how simple it is. So let's get to it. Okay, we're at the quilt service. We've moved down just a little bit, and I've tacked down a beautiful little simple baby quilt. And what I want to talk to you about is using templates to draw a basic structure and then freehanding a lovely wreath. Now, I have these two templates. We're going to try and see which one it fits the space the best. But if you don't have templates, don't worry about it. Look in your cupboard, find a plate, a saucer, find almost anything round, even a cup upside down, and use that to trace. You don't have to have all these special tools, but you do have to have this special tool. Like we saw in our figural drawing, this is, I kept saying an air erase. This is a water-soluble marker, water erase. They do have a purple marker that's air or water-soluble, and that fades with time. If you're gonna have to do the project, start it and walk away for a while, use the water-soluble because that does not fade from just the air. So when you come back to work, it's gone. So we're gonna go down to the quilt. We're going to take a look at which template fits the space the best, and here we go. So here's our workspace. I have not yet stitched in the ditch, which I might do to stabilize, but for the drawing, for the sake of drawing, it's not going to really matter. So we'll take a look at our templates. We've got two. I have actually a whole bunch, but I think one of these will satisfy the problem. That looks to me like even on the inside, that's going to be a little bit too big. So let's take a look at that. I think maybe that one is going to be a little bit better. It's going to give us room to have some kind of a lovely design on the inside and on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and take my water-soluble marker, and let's see, I think I'll mark the inside of our ring. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get kind of a general circular shape. You can see that this will give us some room for a design inside and all the way to the edges on the outside of our quilt. Let's go to the quilter. So once again, I'm going to bring up my bobbin thread right on at any point you wish to start on the line that we've drawn with our water erase. Then I'm going to do a few tacking stitches just to make sure that our threads are secure, and off we go. I'm going to start to the inside. There's no need to actually quilt the entire ring. It's marked, so we have our guide. So what I'm doing is just throwing out little feathered petals, and in this case I've chosen to use sort of a dimpled feather shape, which some people call dental feathers, some people call them ginkgo feathers, and they kind of have just sort of a little cleft in the top of it and a little stem. But since I have my markings, I can use the spine of the feather to make my complete ring around this wreath. And as soon as I get close to finishing, I'm back to where we started and we can start throwing to the outside. And again, a couple of stabilized stitches, and here we go to the outside. Again, it's sort of a dimpled feather with a little stem in the inside of it to sort of fill in the space. And I'm going to work around and go into all of the corners and along all of the edges of this plain white block. That way we have a very continuous and filled up space with about the same density of quilting all the way around. And we end up with a beautiful wreath that reaches every edge of the design. So now we're coming around sort of to the last corner. We'll tidy that up, throw in a little spine, and the last one right there. Get the threads out of the way for you. Bringing up the bobbin thread from the bottom and tying off and cutting. And now watch while the magic happens. A little bit of water, blue line goes away. And look at that beautiful wreath. That was a breeze, hardly any marking at all. And look at all of that texture and our pretty free form, dental, like tooth shaped, ginkgo shaped Wreath. So, as you can see, my very favorite thing about free motion quilting, about not using a computer or a pantograph or a template that is strict, just basic markings, is that it leaves you free to be creative, free to fill in the blanks any way that you see fit, and there's really no mistakes. It's just a little artistic choice. What do they say? One mistake is a mistake. 3 mistakes is an artistic choice. And it's better to have something finished than to have something be perfect. So get busy, get to your quilter, and I hope that these ideas will give you some inspiration for your next project. Thank you so much for joining me at Drama Queen Bee Quilts. It's Beth Maitland. See you next time.